We must have taken a lot of confidence out of the weekend.
Yeah, no, there was some areas of our game that we were really happy with. We thought our attack on the footy, our ability to put pressure on was good. There's certainly some areas to work on. There's no doubt about that. We have no illusions about the fact that we've started on a journey, and there's going to be some young players, and with that potentially is some inconsistency and some non-compliance, not through lack of want, but just that's what you get with young groups. But on the whole, we're really pleased with the effort.
Where do you see your forward setup going as the year develops? Obviously, there's no Milne, there's no Sard, so it's looking a bit different to how it has in the past.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. Rewalt's obviously still a really significant player. We're really pleased with Josh Saunders' game on the weekend. His ability, he's got a fantastic motor, his ability to get up and back. He was able to make the most of his opportunities. Billings will eventually play a fair bit of footy forward. He's a really clever player. We'll have a midfielder go through there as well. We'll just ask players to play their role, to give us a contest, to bring the ball to ground, to try and work hard to get split. But it won't necessarily be about individuals per se, but whoever plays will just need to play their role.
Does it help a little bit this week, given that they won't have Moore and also Davis?
Look, they're good players. Davis is one of their captains. He's one of their leaders. So they presume Leon would want him in the team, but they've got some real depth there. Plowman's he might come into the group. He's a really good player. Giles has played some good tall defensive footy for him in the pre-season, so they've certainly got some to come in.
Must be good for you guys to get Montagna and Hayes a bit more experience in that midfield.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, as good as our young blokes were last week in there, and we're really pleased with their effort. Young group to win clearances by 10 was a real positive result for us. But it's great to have those guys available and ready for selection. And obviously got a pretty significant session today. So as long as they get through today, they'll be right to play.
Stephen and Fisher, how far away are they?
Jack's a couple of weeks away still, which is positive. At one stage, it looked like that was almost going to be a mid-year thing, so that's a real positive. You'd imagine he'd need a little bit of time potentially in the VFL. His running's a significant part of his game. Fish is a frustrating one for him. It's been a week for probably about a month now. He hasn't quite been able to respond to the extra load we're putting in. So he's a chance to be ready next week. Probably looks a little bit more likely to be another week, but we'll just wait and see.
Are Webster and Armitage available for selection this week?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, no, Armour, both boys were a little bit sore after the game. Armour, played a really aggressive physical game for us, and so a lot of general soreness. Got a bit of a corky just above his knee, but he's responded really well. Webby will have to get through training today, but certainly the doctors are suggesting he's much more likely to play than not, so we'll give him every chance.
GWS is super impressive against Sydney. What are your thoughts on their game?
Yeah, no, we copped them 2 weeks before that up at Wagga Wagga, and they were very impressive. They've got some incredible talent. They've got another pre-season into some of their young runners, and it shows. Their ability to run was very impressive. Obviously they're power forwards. Patton's back now. Cameron's got another season. He was already All-Australian. So they're a quality group. Kelly's back is in the mix, I see, for this week. So and the way that they played, the physical nature of their game against Sydney suggests that they're going to be really physical in there too. So we rate them very highly.
Obviously, your list over the next couple of years is going to be a big story at this football club. It's back on the agenda today, trading future draft picks. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that as an option to perhaps give your recruiting team more flexibility come the end of the year, the option to trade future picks during this year's trade period. So.
Yeah. Look, I'm not really up to speed with that conversation. It makes a bit of sense to me, but in terms that's really Chris Pelkin and the list management guys. I mean, philosophically, we want to be able to get some real talent to our footy club. I know that that's a commitment we've made, but in terms of the strategy behind it, that's for Pelks and the guys to sort through.
Yeah, of course. I was just literally asking your personal view on the concept though of trading future draft picks.
No, that makes sense. I think speaking to some at the AFL, their concern is that if you were to get that wrong, if clubs were to get that wrong, what does that do to the future of your footy club? And so there's some trepidation from their end, but from our end, we'd back ourselves in to get it right, and we think it makes a bit of sense.
On Spencer White, how far away is he? How far away?
Yeah, Spencer's really important to us. He's one that has the potential to be a really significant player for us forward of the ball. Really good size, really good footballer. At this stage, he just needs to play. He needs to get a fair bit of footy under his belt. He's had a reasonably interrupted preparation, so he's really only started back. So he probably needs about a month of footy to be seriously considered for senior selection.
And we just touched on the GWS forwards, particularly Cameron and Patton. How do you stop them on the weekend?
There'll be significant roles for their direct opponents, but we'll need to get pressure on the ball, and that was really impressive last week. And whilst we get a bit more experience back in there, the message will be the same to make sure we get pressure on the kick coming in to give our defenders as much opportunity to be able to sport as we can.
You've obviously got one win on the board now. Obviously, you'd like to win the next 22, but how many games would you like to win this year?
We haven't put a number out there. We haven't put a limit on the group. We're focusing on improving every week we play. We go out to win every game that we play, irrespective of the opposition. But the reality is, if you're looking for outcome, it's about the way we play. It's about the way we go about our footy. We've been on the record to say that we really focus on being a good, strong, contested ball team and committed to support each other defensively. So that's our focus.